What's up, everyone? This is Female, and you are watching the very first Female Energy Takeover! And nearly everyone is here. We're just waiting for Jessie, so everyone's an early bird. What you will expect from this evening, some killer tunes. I'm going to warm us up quite literally, because we are in a fabulous refurbished shipping container that is a little bit cold. So I'm going to warm us up for 20-something minutes. Then we're going to do a quick little intro with our amazing, talented, wonderful guests. And then we're going to have a bit of a chat. So you've all submitted some questions via Insta. And I'm hoping you'll submit some questions live on the show. Whatever you want to find out, music related, from our amazing, talented guests. So we'll have a panel discussion. And then we're going into tunes. So yeah, that's the evening for you, 6 to 10 p.m. Do not move away, because we will surprise you with lots of fun stuff. Thanks, everyone. So, for those of you who don't know about Female Energy, this is a video podcast on YouTube celebrating FLINTAs in music. It's a female-led initiative, and it's all about the women and the queer community and the true allies. So if you are interested in being part of this, give us a follow on Insta at FE_MEL_energy. And check us out on YouTube. Just write Female Energy and you'll find us in there. And if you're interested in being part in more initiatives such as radio takeovers and events, head over to Insta again. And all the info is there. And bloody apply, because we want to see you, okay? So, all right. Just keep listening.
Test track.
All right. Thanks for listening to the warm-up. We are now going to do a quick intro of our guests this evening. Our first guest is Natalia. Natalia and I met... When did we meet? We met at Vinyl Bitch.
May or June, one of those, yeah.
May or June, Vinyl Bitch. Basically, Madison True, who runs Vinyl Bitch, and she was on the second episode, I believe, of Female Energy, so check it out on YouTube. Hashtag self-promotion.
So good at it.
I'm trying
Someone
out.
has to be.
Well, now let's promote new Natalia. So I met Natalia. We connected at Vinyl Bitch over our love for techno and women in music and radio. And I immediately was drawn to Natalia. And I'm going to be honest and make myself vulnerable here and say I wanted her to be my friend. It's just, I was like, I must be friends with her. Full stop. Then time passes, you get busy with life as you do, and then I book a slot at Voices Radio one Saturday evening, and I show up with my dog and my fiance as you do, and then I look at the producer chair, and who is there? Natalia. I was
I
like...
knew, but you didn't, so I was going to tell you, but I knew you were going to get obviously. It was so funny. Yeah, your surprise was just like...
I was so surprised, and I was like, but Natalia, and you're like, I know, but Natalia, I know.
You're like, do you remember? And I'm like, yes, obviously.
I was just so excited, and that's when I knew that was a sign that we shall be friends. And here we are now at our very first Female Energy Takeover. Natalia has kindly accepted our invitation.
I love radio. I was not going to not say yes.
Yes! So we are blessed with your presence, and I mean, I know you're amazing. Everyone who knows you knows you're amazing. I would like people who don't know you to know how amazing you are. So, Natalia, tell us a bit more about your music. It's like sound identity. What do you do in music? Any kind of aspirations?
I told you not to do because I was going to forget everything I do.
It's okay. I will add to
I
it.
wear too many hats, but sound identity, that was the first one. Yeah, there's multiple layers. I primarily, when I play out and mixing, it's primarily hard groove. Definitely a techno girly. But I think similar to you, genre-wise, in general, the range is massive. So I started my music journey a little over 10 years ago doing radio, and I play everything under the sun, but primarily indie, experimental, kind of ambient electronica. And yeah, I think I'm having a lot of fun kind of not being bound by genres right now, but I think when people see my name on a lineup, they expect hard groove. So I think I'm in a point in my life where I need aliases because I'm doing too many things.
Yes.
Story of my life. But yeah, I think in terms of what I enjoy listening or consuming, and now even like maybe producing, it's just the range is massive.
I love that because you're a true artist, and artists are not genre bound. My opinion, purely my opinion. Yay! But what I do know about Natalia is that she is an incredible artist who is sometimes quite humble, and she doesn't shout out about her achievements. So I have made the executive decision to shout out about Natalia's achievements on her behalf.
Right.
So recently she has been invited as a guest to play a set for the iconic.
Yes,
The iconic.
I did play a set, like what? It was like 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
At the beginning of the month, I played a set for Horror Berlin. Everybody was so stoked.
Honestly.
I think you were like one of the first people that messaged me. You were just like, oh my
Applause
God.
from everyone. This is huge. When I saw her message, I was like, and I'm not even making that up, I did jump off the sofa. My dog did bark at me because she's movement sensitive. She's a collie and she likes to herd things. And I was so excited, and I was like, no way, yes way, she's so talented. So amazing. And, you know, as you formulate your questions, people who are listening and watching, have a think about Natalia's experience and think about asking her questions that could help you in your journey as an emerging artist. Just saying. Natalia, thank you so much. We'll see you back in the panel chat, and then Natalia will be playing a set for us later. So you can't leave yet because she's playing and you have to hear her.
It's true, you gotta stick around.
Let's go. Thank you. Who shall we have up next? I'm saying Modlar. Hey, well done. Let's go, let's go. Modlar. Oh, thank you so much for being here. It's honestly an honor, and the second I got this takeover confirmed, you're the first one I messaged. I'm not gonna lie, because we met. We're gonna celebrate a year of friendship soon, and we met at a radio show. Didn't we? Yeah. Randomly, I got invited by our mutual friend LJ Schellings. I played a set. You came there to support your friend, and we just became friends instantly. We did. And I'll tell you something. Every time I go to a rave, everyone is like, "Oh, Modlar, it's so nice to see you again." I'm like, "Guys, I'm not Modlar. It's a huge compliment. We are separate people, but we can be twinning." Yes.
I think that's a common.
We could be twinning. Come on in, Jessie.
Hey, Jessie.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
Outside.
I know. Come to the warmth. Come and have a seat. So, Modlar is actually also, she was a student at Point Blank Music School where I studied. So meeting her at G-Shock Radio, we then realized we study in the same establishment. We both love techno. We're both, similar height, short hair. It all clicked. And I am so honored to have her here today. What will you be playing for us this evening?
I'm just going for groovy set tonight. I usually play a bit harder, but I said it's quite early in the night.
Aww.
And I just imagine myself just having fun on the dance floor with a bunch of friends. So I just went for something fun and just groovy, bouncy.
We will be here.
Yeah.
We are here for it. Now, what you probably will know is that Modlar is a co-founder of the brand Glitchtopia.
Yeah.
And Modlar will tell us more about it. And her other half is here as well, the other co-founder, Tracy. I'm outing you now. So Tracy's here as well to support us and Modlar, which is so sweet. And both Tracy and Modlar co-own Glitchtopia. Do you want to tell us more about Glitchtopia and anything exciting?
Yeah. All right, so Glitchtopia is a music and dance queer event. We started just a year ago. We are about to celebrate our first year at Sui Generis on the 13th of December. And so our aim is to give a platform to underrepresented artists in the music industry and the dance industries. Just because we, as an artist, before we started the event, we felt like we kind of struggled to find a place where women, people of color, trans, and no gender people could just have a space and feel comfortable. So we said, why not start something of our own? And it's been like a roller coaster, I'm not gonna lie. We're still learning, we're still trying to do things to improve and everything. But that's I guess is a place where we want people to feel comfortable, to maybe get the first gig. Why not?
Nice.
I imagine artists that want to step and just get seen. So
That's beautiful.
So that's we got more plans, but that maybe we will share in the future. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We do have plans for the future.
Yeah.
We can't give it all up now.
No, we don't.
but we do have there is a plan that's actually happening on the 13th of December.
Yeah.
that we can talk about, that we can share.
So we have an event, and it's Sui Generis in Dalston. It's a very cool venue, and Mel is gonna also be playing for us.
I'm so honored.
She's gonna be closing, so expect something hard and
Yes, yes,
and
we're going hard.
So if you're around and we fancy some techno, please come by.
You have to come.
Yeah.
Like the dancers will be incredible. You have no options, okay? So you're watching, you're not watching. I don't care. You're coming. Honestly, it's so fun. Like every time I come to your events, it's so liberating. It's so you just bring yourself as you are. You don't have to. You know, what I really value about the culture that you have on the dance floor is you bring yourself as you are, and no, you don't have to be fancy or fashionable. You can be however if you love being fashionable, great, but if you don't, great. There's no fashion competition, there's no beauty pageant, it's all about the music.
And also it's about find people that you also like feel comfortable with. Like we realize our event is also about building a community.
Yes.
So people comes also to find friends and not just the party, the music, but it's not just that, you know.
It's true.
It's just like a vibe.
It's true. You've built a big community already, and the last time I went, there were people that were saying, "Oh yeah, I never miss Glitchtopia." Like literally, I called in sick, and I'm here. We're not naming any names, okay? But some people did prefer, and probably I would too. If my boss is listening, sorry. But no, that was like people don't want to miss it, and I understand why. That's why I'm saying everyone has to come and see because it's something that it can be described, but when it's felt, it's a lot more powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. And pleasure. Well done. Join us. So we have Mien. Mean.
It's mean.
Sorry.
Ooh, I like that.
I love it more.
I need to do a video explanation
Mean.
on this. It's mean, yeah.
I feel like we need to start with that first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have Mean with us. Very good friend of mine. When I co-organized the party with my friend Nelly, and then Mean was on our lineup. It was an acid techno rave. She smashed it. Actually, people were going in, and it was into the room, and the room was quite small, and it was absolutely packed, and everyone was going nuts because you just have that talent and passion for music, and it's really felt even through your facial expressions. You're like, yes, I dropped this, and I know it's good. The bass face.
That night, okay, I was so scared. I couldn't hear anything in my headphones.
No, you did so. It's like that was the bass face. It was great. I loved it. So that's how we met, really.
Yeah.
We met that way, and then we kept in touch. And I was watching your progress and all the. Basically, you're everywhere, looking on Insta. Oh, she's doing a radio show. Oh, she's playing with someone else I know, and it's so wonderful to see. And I love your sound a lot. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about your sound and your music journey and where you're heading as well.
Yeah, so hi everybody, I'm Mean. I think I'm pretty new to all of this, even though like right now it feels like I've been in it forever.
Uh-huh.
So I started learning how to DJ in April this year. Since then it's been really incredible. I've been showing up to a lot of open decks, a lot of opportunities, like really thankful to everyone who's booked me. I'm like, yo, like, I can't believe y'all are booking me. I'm just like, ah!
Believe it.
Yeah, but I think it's been a great journey in terms of like building my confidence. Like me last year wouldn't recognize me like right now.
Amazing.
And then also just like the community, like what people like you do, like I've just grown so much. I've met a lot of amazing people. And I think to like celebrate this and to celebrate my friendship and relationships with a lot of people, I am throwing my very first own event on the 12th of December.
Oh.
It's 12/12. Y'all gotta come, okay? Like,
Yeah.
can't be anywhere else.
12/12.
12/12. It's called a Cosmic Commune.
Oh,
At
yes.
Club Makosa in Dalston.
Let's go.
And the sounds are going to be a mix of chuggy, galactic house, techno.
Galactic
groove.
House makes me think of Jessie Mack somehow with her space theme. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about like connection and just like dancing the night away.
Love it.
And actually, I realized I did not answer your questions. Yeah, my sound. So I grew up playing classical piano, so I'm very into like melodic sort of tunes.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I do a mix of things like acid techno, hard techno, UKG and bass,
Yeah.
which I've recently discovered and really love. And also deep and progressive house. But I don't really like, kind of like chaining myself to any genre. I
Yeah.
just like boppy tunes that make people get moving.
Nice.
That make people happy. Yeah, that's what I like and what I do.
When you did that acid techno set, it was so deep but also bouncy and fun and unexpected, and then you dropped a bit of psytrance,
Yeah.
which is actually it's
love
my
psytrance.
favorite.
What an outing!
I did not know that. I did not know that.
I did know that.
Psytrance. This is kind of like my inner rave baby is so happy with psytrance, because that's where I used to be in the woods, listening and dancing all night long. And yeah, your set reminded me of those very good times.
Oh, God.
So that's really good. And what are you thinking in terms of events? Are you going to do a series, or are you trying one and see what happens? What should the viewers watch out for in the new year?
So I would like to, out of Cosmic Commune, create a series of events and maybe also a community.
Nice.
Because I think it's really important to have different groups where, like diverse people are represented.
Yeah.
And I know there are groups out there that do this, but I think there needs to be a lot more. And that's because like that's helped me a lot too in my own journey.
Yeah.
So this is a collab with a really good friend of mine, Pablito. He's a great DJ.
Lovely.
Great
name.
It's just a really great project that we're doing together. So we'll have more things in the new year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and I'll be watching. I'll probably be there. I mean, I'll definitely be there.
Yay.
Actually, so wherever you see me, you'll see me. Did I just make a rhyme? I didn't mean to.
Wherever you see me, you see me. That's actually a good one.
Yeah,
We can put it on loop.
we really should.
Put it on loop. Whenever
See,
you see me,
her
you
inner
see me.
producer has emerged, ladies and gentlemen. I love that. Thank you so much. I can't
you,
wait. People have asked you some specific questions when on Insta. So in the panel, don't be worried. It's all emerging artist stuff. You'll know to smash it. But I think people had a few questions around your journey, etc.
Okay.
So let's hear from you later.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mel,
Min.
for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We'll do. All right. Our lovely and wonderful Jessie Mack. I need to give you a hug because I haven't given you a hug.
darling.
Oh.
See, you're very furry today.
I am very furry. Can I just,
Let me just
check it's
adjust
about a
this
coat?
microphone.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like a fake fur. I think it's fake
It
fur.
is. It is
Yeah.
fake fur.
Yeah.
I
Only
got.
synthetic for you, baby.
I know. Starting on fire already, my Jessie. So we're with Jessie Mack, my very, very good friend. We met. Let me make sure that people see you properly. They do.
They do. The camera. Which one is it?
Look
Is it this
there.
one?
That one.
That one.
Let's
Hello, viewers.
go.
Hello, viewers.
Nice. Ooh, sexy voice. Jessie, you and I met initially online through Kat's Faded Society's group.
Yes, we did.
I remember particularly.
But it took a really long time
It
for us
did.
to actually meet in person. We tried to meet like so many times,
I
and it was
know.
like two really sexy
Hit
ships
and miss.
passing in the
Oh.
you'd be like, I'm here, and I'm like, I'm coming, and then I'd be like, I'm here, where are you? Oh, I had to go on to the next event. Oh. I started to not believe that you actually wanted to meet me.
Of course I did. Of course I did.
I know. And
Oh,
then we finally met at
we
a Keep
met.
Hush event. It was a Keep Hush Thursday free event at MOT.
Yes.
And my friend
Randomly.
I know my friend Socks, who didn't know you from a bar of soap.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I've met this person named Mel, and she's like, she's just sort of raving by herself, and I thought she could come and join us and vibe with us, and I'm like, Mel?
Oh, but that meeting was like a volcano because I was dancing in a corner on a Thursday, right? It was like a midweek session, and I was bopping around. I had my work backpack with me. I was trying not to look corporate because I came from the office, and then I was like in a corner, kind of slightly hiding but really enjoying the vibe, and then Socks comes and like, come and join the circle, and then I see you and I was like, holy shoot. Holy shoot. My friend that I've been trying to see for ages is right in front of me dancing, and we had like
the best time, right? Absolutely
best time.
Yeah, that music was like fire.
Oh, who was it? Peach on the lineup.
Yeah, Peach
headlined.
on the lineup, and I think Alita.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
And since then, the rest is history. Then you organize events that we're going to talk about. Actually, tell us about you and your sound identity and your projects.
Yeah, let's start with my sound identity. So I came back to like DJing, where was it? Like end of last year. And started with open decks and just exploring my sound. And I came across, this sounds really silly. This sounds like super silly. I've been in this country for almost 14 years. And I had never really come across in any serious way garage. Which is like, how is that possible?
It's so funny.
And so when I came across it, I'm like, oh my God, it's like the fusion of all of the most amazing things that I love.
Yes.
Like, it's proper bassy music. It has vocals. It has amazing contrast and drops, and I just fucking love it.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm swearing.
That's
now.
okay. It's okay. It's past someone's bedtime. It's okay. That's good.
So yeah, and as a queer artist, as a queer DJ, it was actually really important for me to play that music, but play it in a queer setting.
Nice.
So I started running my own events.
Yes. Tell us about your events. I know about your socials.
Yeah, they've sort of morphed a little bit. The current one that's getting all my attention is called Mothership. We held the launch party back in September, and it was amazing. I do it with a person named Bella Barton. They're also trans like me, although they're on the trans mass side. And, we wanted to come together. They've got a performance background. I've got a, underground music background. And we wanted to create something really queer and over the top.
Ah, yes.
Yes. So we made a mixed drag and DJ night. So we had, on the launch party, it was crazy. We had like a burlesque performer and 3 drag performers doing these most amazing things. I think, I remember Nat Funny, who performed at the first one, basically did this drag thing act where they were kind of like a space alien version of the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
It was, strangely sexy. Not gonna ask
That
too much
works.
of that response, but hey.
That works. I'm into it. I know your taste and style, and when you say that, I'm gonna be into it too. I know it.
Yeah, and more importantly, we've got the next one on Friday, 6th of December.
Yeah.
And a special someone is also playing there. You seem to be getting around.
I wonder who. Oh, it's me again. Well, you know what? Wherever there's over-the-top gayness, I will be. It's like, the gay fairy godmother who will emerge. When there's just enough amount of gayness, she will just appear.
Oh, there's a super amount of gayness at this place.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, so that's Yard Theatre next Friday night.
Nice.
Come on down if you want to get that gayness back into your veins and your life.
We need it. We need, especially for Christmas coming. For some, Christmas is more straight than for others. So we need that kind of, gay dosage to take us through to the holidays and take us sanely on the other side. So who are the performers and what's the vibe? Is there a theme?
Yeah, there is a theme. It's always been like a space theme, but this time we're tweaking it slightly, so space western. So if you can figure out what that is as a look, it doesn't really matter. If you can't, just wear something silvery, wear something westerny colours. Either one will work fine.
Nice.
But come in your finery. We've got Soft Boy Zone. We've got Miss Terry Box. Miss Terry Box in particular has an act that has to be seen. It cannot be described. It's more like drag, burlesque.
Nice.
So expect to be wowed. And we've got Nat Funny back as our drag headliner.
Yay.
And they did the Space Alien last time, so I can't wait to see what they do for us this time. We've got Katie Baxter headlining. We've got yourself. We've got myself, and I'm gonna actually be so tired. Yasmina, that's it. Thank
Legend.
you.
No worries.
We all have those brain farts sometimes.
No, I'm here. I got your back. I've been staring at your poster for well too long, and I'm excited.
Thank you.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, so it's gonna go on a journey from like bouncy, cunty house.
Yes.
Yes, through bass music. And
Cunty
to
techno.
some cunty techno.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a theme here.
There is indeed. Indeed, there is. I love that.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jessie. We'll take a 5-10 minute comfort break, and then we're gonna do. Actually, no, I take it back. We will have a comfort break, but I'm gonna put someone on the spot who is here from Berlin. And we just like with Jessie, thank you so much, Jessie. Just like with Jessie, we've been trying to meet up for ages, haven't we? For months.
Yeah, man.
So Lottie and I have been trying to meet up for months, and it hasn't worked out. And then she messages me and says, "Hey, by the way, I'm in London on Thursday." And I've said, "Come along, be part of the family."
So I just flew in.
So you just flew in. Tell us first of all your name.
I'm Lotte. I'm a DJ and photographer based in Berlin. We actually met because I got a booking from two women who run Catharsis.
Yes.
And they were like, "You should meet Melania. She's doing this amazing podcast series. You should meet." And they put each other in touch, and yeah.
That's how
and
it
then we tried to
started.
meet, and it never happened. But me going back and forth, London,
See,
Berlin.
there's a theme here. I'll leave it there.
It's not me, it's you.
I know. I leave it there. Just so everyone knows online, it is me. It's 100% me.
This big sexy G passing all the others.
So I got furry, I got sexy, and the night is young. So let's see what's gonna happen next. Oh, amazing! What kind of tunes do you like to play? What's your genre? Your preferred
I play
genre?
hard techno and trance.
Yes.
Can be a bit acidy
Ah.
sometimes.
All the best words.
I actually just started, like, I've been working since I'm 18. I've been working in the Berlin club scene. I sneaked when I was 16, I think, for the first time into, like, Berghain and Bar 25 and, like, discovered this whole world of, like, going out and techno.
Yes.
And but I never dared to DJ for a really long time because back in the days, I mean, still is a really male, like, cis male-dominated thing. And I was like, I can't do this. So I did bartending, I did bar leading, I did production, I did, like, festival lead, I did all these stuff, but I never was like, but I studied design in the end, and I'm an artistic person. I was like, why would I never DJ?
Exactly.
And then at a certain time, I had a boyfriend who was a DJ, but he was, like, really concerned. He was a vinyl DJ. He was like, he tried to show me, but he was, like, so straight and
Yeah, I see.
And then last year, still a bit out of the pandemic, a friend that, like, who has, like, this rule, she only shows female persons to DJ. And I'm taking on this rule, actually. I don't show men.
Love it.
She, like, we started practicing at her place, and then, I got into it, and I got bookings.
Yes.
And I'm like,
let's go.
Thanks for booking me.
Yeah.
And I had my first booking, actually, here in London on 8th of March for International Women's Day. It was a secret warehouse rave. Somewhere, like, there was no promotion, and it was a FLINTA only party. It was such a cool vibe.
Oh.
It was such a cool vibe. And
where was that? Berlin?
No, here in London. It was my first booking here in
We
London.
are cool? I didn't realize
like
that London was cool. Sorry.
Northeast, in a warehouse. It was legal and everything.
Wow.
And there's a big story.
I really want to know who they are now.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a big story behind, because I arrived to the airport, not going to London for like 5-6 years, without a passport. So I couldn't travel that night. And it was the last flight out of Berlin to London. I was like, I'm gonna miss my first gig in London. I started crying on the airport,
Oh, no.
but it was like no way. They were like, hey, we can't let you in the plane. They're gonna keep you on the UK border. There's like no way you can enter the country. So I went back home, messaged the house, was like, I'm gonna miss my slot. I was supposed to play like 2 till 4 a.m. I'm really sorry. Still crying, being really upset and annoyed with myself. And they were like, actually, we have an after party. Just book the first flight out from Berlin and then you just play there.
Oh.
This is what I did. I arrived like 8, 9 a.m. in London next day. Didn't barely slept. Was like, am I gonna play the same in the morning that I'm going to play in the night? But I just did, and it was a full rave. It was really good. It was full success.
Well done.
So this was my first gig in London.
Literally.
No sleep.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
That's quite a story.
Yeah.
And you're so resilient as well. I probably would have also panicked and just cried in a corner. But you just like, you got there.
Yeah, I got there in the end. Like, I went home, slept like 2 hours, was like thinking in these 2 hours of really late sleep, should I like rearrange everything, make a new set, download new tracks?
It's amazing. Well done. Well, thank you for joining us. It's such an honor. And I think now is the perfect time to have a little comfort break, play a couple of tunes, and then we'll come together and answer your questions. Thanks, everyone.
I moved the,
Okay.
I moved the heater, so.
Her feet.
And
Exactly.
we are getting ready for our panel discussion. I don't really know how to put the microphone on the table, and therefore we are all up here. But it's probably best because you can see us, and it's a vibe, like looking at the cameras. It's quite a vibe. I don't mind that. Hope people don't mind that.
I kept thinking it was that.
Okay.
We could do that one. That would be,
Which one? That one? Let's see.
like the middle one, I think.
I wonder if it's.
I think that looks down at the decks though.
Tracy.
But you should be on it.
Guys, pictures.
We're taking a selfie, everyone.
That way.
I'm ready. This way? Selfies live.
Okay, press
Thank
that one
you.
again. Because now we can't see anything.
This one.
The other one, the top one. There we go.
Okay. Okay, I think this is the right angle.
That's that one.
So the camera's there. Now, throughout the week, I've asked our viewers on Female Energy to send questions through for our panel discussion. And we have received a few. So let's get going. And then we're just going to answer however we want, or whoever wants or has ideas. Now, the first question comes from an emerging DJ who just started DJing about a month ago. And the question was, how long did it take to learn how to DJ? Complex question.
Yeah.
Anyone care to venture an answer?
Yeah, maybe I can.
Go on, Modler.
So,
Gonna
when
go
I-
in the microphone.
Yeah, sorry.
That's it.
So when I started DJing, my friend Danny basically had a gig, okay?
Yeah.
And he basically lied and said to this person that was organizing a charity event that he was able to DJ.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
I love that.
He called me and said, Carla, you need to help me. We need to DJ together for this event. And this event was Egg.
Oh my goodness.
So it was an Egg in London.
Crazy.
Crazy confident, I'd
And
say.
I said, you know what? That's a sign.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it. So we both kind of practice for, I think, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like practicing every day, like very often. And I mean, we weren't like the best DJ,
Yeah.
but we made like a set that made sense
I love that.
for an hour.
I mean, to be honest,
And-
that's impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually for 3 weeks we just practiced every day, and we made like the cue that worked, and we practiced, and then that's like 3 weeks just to be able to get one song and another one going. Yeah,
I
in
love
and
that.
out.
Smells like burning, guys.
Oh, so that was my foot.
Okay. So Jesse's foot is on fire. I mean, we know you're hot, Jesse. I didn't know you're flaming hot this evening.
No, just blaming gay.
Okay, so 3 weeks. Is that the verdict?
I mean, for us it was like, and we managed to kind of pull out the night in a
That's amazing.
decent outcome, I think. Yeah.
So,
People was dancing and everything, so I guess we weren't
so I
that
guess
bad.
good.
So
I
like-
would say it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Like I would never. I never stop learning.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still
DJing is
learning.
definitely a muscle. Like, I think, like, when you start, like, especially, like, if you had just started, like, a month ago, like, nailing down, like, the key things, so, like, beat matching, phrasing, like, transitioning, and then you work on the muscle, and then you start incorporating transitions, and you find your style, and then you go into it. So, yeah, I think it's definitely with something that you can start, and I think there's a couple people who like play nonstop, and you think that they've been DJing forever, and they haven't. It's because they're practicing nonstop. So there's like a lot of ways to go, I think, with DJing.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Jesse, I feel like you...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think the important part is, don't think that you're not ready. So, I know DJs who've been doing it for a month, and they've come and had a go at a live gig and, had a really good time. You don't have to be perfect. But the thing that people often get in their heads, they think they're not good enough. And, you know, like, take the opportunity to take a chance on yourself, get out there and give it a go.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Really well said.
Sure.
Really well said. I mean, me and you mentioned in your intro that you started in April, and now we see you everywhere, which is so amazing to see. And hopefully the person who asked the question has the confidence, seeing that someone started in April and now doing their own event.
Yeah, being consistent, just putting yourself out there. I
Yeah.
think at first also I was really nervous about like, oh my god, am I good enough? Like, am I going to fuck this up? But yeah, as Jessie says, like, bet on yourself because nobody else will if you don't bet yourself.
Love that.
So do that for yourself.
I'm with you. Hopefully that answers your question. Now the second one, which I'm actually also interested in, so it's as if I wrote it. Can you guys? Can you be a full-time DJ, or do you always have to have a side hustle?
I have this conversation quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, on the microphone.
Okay. Actually, I think I have this conversation like once or twice a week with people, to be honest. You can. It's very difficult. So I think you have to kind of prioritize things that are important to you. I have so many friends who are fantastic DJs, but it's not their full-time job. They, you know, work in finance or they work some other corporate job or not. They're really passionate about something else, and DJing is a hobby and they get to do it and they get booked and all of that. And then there's the other side of that where it's like, no, this is a career, right? And then you can make it a full-time job. I think it's very difficult. I don't think it's for everyone, and I think it takes a lot of time. I think it's easier to, I say, like, I work in music full-time. I don't DJ full-time yet. I could, but I don't see myself doing that yet. But there are ways to, like, I teach DJing, I produce now. Like, there's things that I do within music, but being a DJ completely, I think very few people in the world do it. There's a lot of like producing and DJing, and then one pays for the other, vice versa, and that's a way to make a living. But I think just DJing, I don't want to say it's just it has to be a side hustle. It doesn't. It could be, you know, the main thing, but it's very hard to do. So I think people just make choices and what feels good for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would add like a sort of left-hand turn for this. It's also not possible to be a grassroots music promoter and also make money as the main hustle. It's just not possible.
There is no money in promoting. Yeah.
There's like negative money in promoting
So I hear.
for the love of it.
Yeah. If money is your main focus, you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, true.
So this is really important knowledge, because I know quite a number of people who don't know the industry well. They're just fans of music, and they think, oh, if you're a promoter, you're rich. You hear the laughter in the studio, everyone. It's a money pit for whoever's passionable. Passionable. I just invented a word. It's okay. So
You know what it
this
is? It's
evening
like
I'm going strong.
You pay to create the scenes you want. Like
Yeah.
the community that you want,
Which
and you're
is
you're
beautiful.
investing in community,
Exactly.
but you get beauty and wonderfulness out of it, but you don't get money.
I mean, Jessie,
No, I agree.
perfect segue, because there was a question for you specifically from Insta, which was, how did you get into promoting?
I just hang on. Let me just make this a bit.
do it. Do
Oh, I don't even know if it goes higher. Like, yeah,
Okay,
push,
go this
push,
way.
push.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I think there's a song with that. Anyway. So how I got into promoting was it was actually because I'm a bit lazy with like going and getting DJ gigs, and I wanted to do queer things, and I didn't want to do the promoter grind. So I'm just like, well, you know what? I should just start my own night. And actually, you can actually do it. You can start your own night fairly easily. Just find somebody who, don't do it by yourself. That's the number one thing. Don't do it by yourself. Find someone who's as passionate about the type of music and the type of community you want to create and build, and then do it with them. And it will be so much fun, but it will be a labor of love, but it will be fun. Do a free entry event to start with at a venue that's not going to charge you a higher fee. Maybe we'll give you a bar split. And then it's a low-risk investment from your side, and you can just have fun. And if you enjoy it and you don't find it stressful and you want to do it again, then keep doing it and build that community. Yeah.
Nice. That's really well said. We have a couple of other questions for the promoters in the room. So I think, again, that's a really nice segue to the advice you've been giving, Jessie. As a promoter, what criteria do you use when you book people?
Yeah, I can answer this one pretty well. And obviously I'll throw it to Carla next as well. But like, you know, when I'm like, if it's somebody like, so I look for people who fit my vibe as like from the community perspective. So people who are going to come and be supportive and add to the community. And I also look for people who are going to fit my vibe musically, but I'm not sort of pigeonholed with that. So I think more broadly, I want people who still fit what I'm trying to create. But if it's somebody who comes and approaches me cold, I'm less likely to include them. Like if somebody just shows up at an event and says, hey, can I have a gig? To know. And the reason why is they haven't really made any effort. So if they came to the event and they were vibing there, dancing, having a great time, interacting with people, helping to actually create that community and create that event and bring the vibe. And I saw that they had a great time. And then at the end of the night, they're like, that was amazing. And then they happen to mention that they're a DJ and this is the kind of vibe that they do. I'd be much more interested in saying, great, send me a mix and I'll have a listen to it. Because like you were excellent. You actually came and were part of the fun and part of the community. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
Nice. I will add to that, like everything that Jess said is what we do as well. Plus, for us as Glitchtopia, we with Tracy, we try to look and to give opportunity to people that really wants to step up and maybe don't get the chance. So we look into background and the story behind, and we try to push the artist to say, okay, she really wanna, or she, them, that wanna be a DJ, but maybe because of the cultural background, for example, we have Sarah, which is our, is gonna open the night for us. She's Moroccan, and for a culture being a music industry, is not something that in their culture is a norm, you know, it's very far from what she meant to be, you know. So we really want to, you know, stand with that and say, no, it's not that. So yeah, so we look into also these things. Plus, of course, people that show up in our event and support us as event itself.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that as well. Like, you know, in all the things that I variously am involved in, I do come across people, just like Carla mentioned, that don't value themselves and what they do as much as they should. And I think our job as like proper promoters is to lift these people up.
Yeah.
And to support them and to see in them something that they don't see in themselves. And it's really beautiful when those people come and they play at your night and you encourage them to do so, and they take away something that they didn't think was possible for them to achieve afterwards. It's really beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Do you know what? I think, so I've met my fair share of promoters, and you are a special category because, and I'm sure I'm not the only person saying this, but sometimes you get promoters saying, how many numbers of people can you guarantee right now? How many followers do you have? Which, you know, obviously all of that matters in order to make a business in the community. Yeah.
It's hard.
To like, exactly, like Carla saying, Modlar is saying, Carla, it's the love for the community and building a community that's trumps profits, and that is actually felt on the dance floor.
Yeah, but when the artist, you can see the artist then getting gigs, and you know, for us is everything, you know.
Yes.
And those people is gonna talk well about your event, and more people will come with the same reason. So, you know, it's gonna pay
amazing.
off at one point, you know, and it's fine like that.
Nice, thank you. We have our microphone adjuster here. Look. Thank you.
All the way from Berlin.
All the way from Berlin.
Just the microphone for you guys.
All the way from Berlin. It's what we needed in our lives. Thank you. Final question on promoting, but also I think we've touched on this a little bit, but I wonder whether we can be more specific as a group to the newcomers of the scene. What would be the 3 things that you would tell them as advice as newcomers in the scene in order to be successfully booked?
Be nice.
From like
From a
promoting?
promoter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To a new
promoter.
coming DJ.
Don't be transactional. So I touched on it earlier around actually being part of the scene that you're trying to break into. So come and contribute to it. So like don't be transactional in how you approach gigs.
Yeah, I think going off of that, if you're messaging someone just being like, oh, can I play your event? And I've never met you in person, or
Not even hi.
you haven't even sent me a mix, there's
even
no,
say hi.
it is transactional, and that's when I'm like, but why do you want to play? Is it because you're trying to use this as a platform for yourself? It's not about the party, the event, the people there supporting, especially things where it is such a focus on community or it's a fundraiser or stuff like that. Like, do you know what the values are? Do you know why people are coming together to dance and why that's so important, especially like parties that are kind of a series and are consistent, and you have an event every 3 months or whatever. Like, there's a following for a reason, and it's special, and you're trying to hone in on that magic, and someone's just coming and just being like, well, I'm free this night and I should play a gig and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think so.
And I would say, like, too, on that point as well. Sorry, I'll come a bit closer.
Morris?
I'll come
Yes.
shimmy a little bit
Excellent.
closer.
Please do.
There's like, know the sound of the event that you're going to. Like, it's super important to understand the vibe. And as a DJ, like, the thing I hate most as a promoter is when a DJ goes, oh, I play everything. I'm like, fuck no, you don't play everything. There's something when you play it, it fucking makes your heart sing.
Yeah.
I want that at my event.
Yeah.
Because when you're vibing and you're happy, then everybody else is enjoying it. But if you're playing something that you're like pretzeling yourself into an uncomfortable shape to play, I don't want that.
Yeah, because that is felt on the dance floor as well. You feel the energy of the DJ playing what they love. People will really connect with that. Whereas if you're, like you're saying, you're trying to fit yourself into something that's not you, authentically you, that can also be felt by people. Already a great discussion. I'm loving this. Question for Natalia.
Radio.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
What is the best way to get a radio slot? Are radio residency hard to come by?
Okay. I actually do speak about this a lot. So I think because of where we live, specific now London, it's very saturated. Radio a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe not now. One, everyone thinks they need to have a radio residency, which is false. And then two, there's so many stations, but very limited slots. So yes, unfortunately, nowadays, very difficult to get a residency. But having a residency on a radio station does not need to be tied with how often you're booked, how you're, being promoted, all of that, because you can do all of that yourself. So I wouldn't have radio be like, okay, if I have a show, then I'm going to get more gigs or anything like that. I don't think they need to go hand in hand. However, I will say that the community aspect of radio I love, and I think London does have a very special scene within their different radio communities there, because there are so many. There are some that are geared towards more events and more community things and open decks and teaching and all of that. And then there's, the bigger players where way harder to get on. But if radio is something you're really passionate about because you want to have a show where you talk about music, or, you want to have an interview type of thing, I think it's a great platform. If you're looking for radio for just mixing purposes, I'd say really kind of look into why you want to do that, because it's very easy to just upload a mix on SoundCloud, and honestly, it might get heard more than waiting to have a radio residency where you apply and there's 2,000 other people applying and you won't get a trial show for another year and a half. So just kind of see why it is you want to do radio, and if it kind of makes sense, go for it.
Great answer. And I totally agree with you. I think there's so much more connection when there's a purpose to the show, and then you have something to talk about, even if it's very little bits. Like, even if it's I'm promoting certain artists through my music, through the mix, or anything like that, rather than... I think there's, from what I'm noticing, there appears to be this cult for the radio residency. I have to have one, I have to have two, I have to put them on my Insta handler.
Yeah.
But actually, taking a step back and reflecting as to why are you doing this, and is this right for you? Is
And
it?
it has to be unique. You know, it does have to be unique because of the saturation. And because now with radio it's so easy because it could just be an online station and you broadcast all the time, and there's a new radio station popping up every other day, you know. Like I said, like with London, there's so many. Like if you do want to have a radio residency, plethora of options to pick a station. So like really do the research, find one that connects with you. Do you want something where you are live? If that's the case, they need to have an actual physical studio. You have to think about those things. If not, like I said, if it's just you want to have a residency because you want to have a mix and it holds you accountable to have a new mix every month, like great, there's stations that will do that for you. Kind of find that, but I don't think, I think this idea that it's a requirement to have a residency is, I don't know where that happened. I feel like there's been definitely a shift where people think like they're tied with like need to have a residency to be a successful DJ. Not the case.
And I think there's also like a dynamic here at play where you can get selected to be on a radio station and you're not paying money, but then there's a whole bunch of like pay to play radio stations, right? So you can sink a lot of money into it for potentially very little in terms of exposure. So I think that's something to just keep in mind as well.
Yeah.
Well said. Hopefully you're listening, whoever you ask the question, and really reflect on your reasons as to why you want radio.
You really want to do it.
We would like to hear your plan of action. Now, this is an interesting question that I have heard a few people asking. Me in particular, they've asked me because I have a full-time job and a dog that is my second full-time job because she's a working dog and I'm her sheep. So their question, which is quite funny because my name is Mel. In Romanian, MEL means lamb. So, you know,
Little lamb.
in theory, I could be, you know, the one to be herded. So I get asked this frequently, and actually I wanted to ask you as a group. Do you have to be out and about all the time in order to get bookings?
Well, it does help.
Up to the floor.
It does help to go to event. Sorry, it does
That's it.
help to go to event that maybe you like and show your face. Maybe try to engage with whatever they organize. Or, yeah, I guess I got some gigs like that. To be fair, yeah, it does.
But also does help if you just grew up with everything. Like I have this background of going out for like 15 years. And then I started DJing and everybody's like, oh, you're also DJ, perfect, we book you. And this might sound like a really simple tool, but it works for me. I have a Telegram channel where I post all my mixes and gigs. And this is like not as fluctuative as social media, so this works really well. So people can go back to it and look at it, and
Maybe you get some. Let's talk about that.
I think, it's a tricky one because I've been in music for so long where I think going out to events and meeting promoters organically because they see you all the time, like we were saying, when you do become a DJ and, you know, you're at all of their parties and they know you and they're like, oh, like, you mix now, like send us something. It kind of, you have to align with parties and promoters, and if they already know you, I think it's easier that way. However, I don't think you have to go to 3 gigs every night, all 3 days on the weekend. I think that idea of like the only reason I'm gonna get to play gigs is if I'm known in the scene is not true, and I think there needs to be balance. Yeah, because if you're just going out and you're like, oh, I want to play, but then you're not spending the time to, you know, listen to music and dig properly and practice your skills and all of that, like, great, but then you're going to show up and then you're not going to deliver, and then that makes you look bad for a promoter. And promoters do talk, especially like once you start getting bigger, and like people, like there's certain lineups I like, you know exactly who they're going to book because they only book the same type of people, and that's kind of like, it becomes saturated in that sense. And yeah, if you're not putting in the work outside of going out and partying, then it's not beneficial in that way. So there's like, you have to find the balance.
That's well said. And then it goes back to the point that Jessie made around not it being transactional. So like, don't go out 3 times a week with the purpose of, oh, I like your night, can I play here? It's if you actually like the night, play here.
Yeah.
would be my advice. Because I did go out to some nights purely for the genre, because I love that particular genre of music, and I didn't really feel like it was my space somehow, and I didn't really connect to the promoter or anyone else because it just didn't really feel like it was my vibe. And actually I learned a bit about myself that night, and I thought, you know what,
Picky is fine.
exactly.
Selective, I think. Yeah.
Selective.
Sorry,
Picky and selective. Nice, well said.
Yeah, so it's so important to know what you want and what you feel and what's your vibe, and you just have to test different scenes, I guess.
Love
But
that.
it's also fine that at the beginning you might say yes to all the event that comes to your way, but then at one point you might have to, choose the vibe of the party you're going to play.
Yeah, it's really well said.
Yeah.
Then you spread yourself too
Yeah.
thinly, and it's okay. I want to break it to you that we do have 44 viewers at the moment. So show yourselves, everyone. Big applause for everyone who's watching. Thank you for taking the time and listening to those legends. We are taking questions, so if you have a burning question for the next 10 minutes, please share it in the chat. I can see the chat now, so we can discuss it live. Otherwise, we're going to keep going with those questions. We have a few more, but please interact, because that's why we're here. Another really good question. We're now moving into the artistry and the music side. How do you curate a set?
Can I say chaotically?
Yeah. How much time do we have?
Yeah. It's like a beautiful disaster for me.
Tell us more, Jesse.
I'm like an undiagnosed ADHD, so like, elite level procrastinator. So it's like, I think in my head, I've got the vibe, but the vibe doesn't translate to actually doing the work around the vibe until later than it should be. But
That's
no,
funny.
but I think about music I love. I think about music I want to play. I think about music that makes me happy, and I think about music and the story I want to tell with it. So I think that's the part for me. Yeah.
That's well said. Like a journey.
Like a journey, yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I have thoughts. I feel like I'm talking too much. You guys can shut me
it.
up. I plan. I'm very organized as a human, so sets. I have many different ways to plan. But I think for me, when I'm playing out, my focus is always on the crowd. And so every gig I play, I kind of am aware of what the party's trying to bring, the people that are going to come, who I'm playing, who's in the lineup with me, kind of the overall thing. And then I dig based on that. And then I go in layers, basically. So there's certain sets that I'm booked for where I have so much time to prep. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing all these things. Other times I'm notoriously known for doing spontaneous sets, and then I'm like the night before being like, okay, I'm gonna play for 2 hours. Like, what am I doing? Blah blah. And like, I also do like to incorporate new music as well as old. So like, that's part of my digging as well. If I'm gonna bring vinyl in, if I'm not, if like my friends are sending me tracks, like people do send me tracks now on, my SoundCloud and email. And like, I want to listen to them. If it fits in the vibe of the event I'm playing, they're gonna get thrown in. So I think there's so many layers. My record box is so organized. Like every event I play has its own playlist. Like I go genres. Like I know like peak time. I have like the star rating. Like all of the things. But that does, just because that works for me does not mean it's gonna work for you. So like that's the thing with like sometimes like I like in radio it happens all the time. I'm like, wasn't planning on playing that day, and then I start playing. I'm like, okay, what do I have? And then blah blah. And like, you find the vibe because you listen to your music and you know what you love and you know kind of the things that are going to go well together. But if I'm playing a very specific set and like I'm playing the second slot, I know who's playing after me and who's coming in before. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going to start because this is where they're going to end, and this is where I'm going to hand it off. And there's like layers to all of that. So.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's. I think as you were speaking, Natalia, I feel like we're sisters from other misters, because I'm the same. Everything is organized, but what I do is, because I'm on the neurotic side of things. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I am a qualified psychologist and I self-diagnosed. So because I'm more on the neurotic side of things, I build loads of flexibility in my set. Because if I go in and people are not ready for the hard stuff, I have something that's a little bit more playful to warm them up with. Or if I come in and the person before me just like smashed it at 180 BPMs, then there's no other option. So I have to go harder. So I have energy levels built in, as well as some little surprises. Even let's say if I focus on hard techno as my preference, it's always a mixture of psytrance, acid, different subgenres, but that's kind of the vibe that I go for. So I do like to prepare a little surprise, like little, I don't know, Middle Eastern edit or something that you don't expect, that kind of breaks the cycle of the drums and the bass, and then go back into it. And I always found that, I get really excited about it, especially when I know that it's coming. I'm like, but then I can see that people are like, why are they playing this? And then, it dropped again. So yeah, what about you, Min? Let's hear, how do you curate a set?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of it depends on like what Natalia was saying, like kind of the spirit of the event, the crowd, the rest of the lineup, what kind of vibe they're going for. And especially as a new DJ, because you're like, you need to meet the brief, and I'm very conscious of that. It's like, what if you don't meet the brief? It's completely different. So I think it's playing music that makes me happy, and then just like putting together sounds that I think would fit for the night. And well, not just the sound that will fit for the night, but also like something that's always like very like me, which is always like a bit playful, a bit like crazy. But to just like, keep it fun, and so that it's kind of unique from the rest of the genre.
Nice. Thanks for that. Great answers.
Yeah, I love to open a set with a message.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. What kind of messages?
Tons of tracks, feminist messages mainly,
Let's
and
go.
community messages, something
me
like
too.
really specific sometimes. I have tons of tracks which just start like with a voice intro, and that's really nice, I think.
That's
just
lovely.
A huge moaning or whatever is also nice.
The event. That's
Nice.
And then I'm also really organized, and I have like every event has its playlist, as you two have, and then I have a backup folder with like my favorite burners.
Nice.
And I update this like every couple of months. So and every time I get like new music, like this folder gets an update. But
That's
it's always,
such a
like,
great tip.
So sometimes
Secret
when I
sauce.
feel like I need something else and I can't go the planned way, I just jump into that folder and be like, oh my god, let's pull out this little surprise. Here
Oh,
we go.
this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Jesse, you want to say something?
No, just like vehemently agreeing with this. Great.
Yes. I love that.
We're learning from each other.
We are. It's honestly a revelation, because when I'm like, I know that edit of Missy Elliott on like 175 BPMs, and then where is it?
Yeah.
And what is it called even? Because it's never Missy Elliott.
Which event playlist was it in?
Exactly. Which month?
So last month it was my October playlist, and now we're in No Nuts November.
Hey!
This is like the surprise mode of this month. Moving to Decent December.
Decent December. You've heard it.
With that.
That's amazing. Now you've heard it from the pros. Get digging and get creating and get organizing, guys. Get organized. You can be more creative if you're organized, my opinion.
Organize your fucking record box.
Organize your record box, do your queuing, do your grid lining, do all that kind of stuff, because that's what will push your creativity to the limit. Having said that, a question from someone who, a friend of mine actually, who submitted that question via Insta, who was not sure whether to start with vinyl or digital. Any preference or questions?
How much money do you have?
Well said.
That's the right question.
And like just to add color to that, vinyl expensive, digital can be cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a purist, but like in terms of like learning the craft vinyl. And I say this coming from someone who teaches workshops and all of that. Like, yes, vinyl, very expensive, but if you think about how the art form started, vinyl in the 70s and the 80s in the club, like if you're really trying to mastery of the skill, I think vinyl, once you nail beat matching and bringing tracks in, CDJs are so easy. However, I think, again, finance is so important. Like, buying a controller, so much cheaper than getting a turntable. And, like, then it comes, like, quality as well. You know, like, you have to have a turntable specifically for mixing. You know, it's not just, you know, your little portable ones that you can't adjust the pitch or anything. It is an investment. And I know people who only DJ vinyl, do not touch CDJs, and vice versa. And then the blend, the hybrid, I think that's like the happy place, being able to do both. Like, you can get so creative with sets, but if you have a turntable, or like your parents do or your friends do, like, go for it. I think there's a lot of stigma around, like, oh, it's like, you know, like this like chin strokey, highbrow type thing. Like, it doesn't have to be. But if you can't afford it, I don't want people to be like, well, I'm only going to be a real DJ if I mix vinyl. That is not the case. I know so many fantastic DJs who actually very much are like, we are not vinyl DJs and don't touch turntables. So they're not correlated. You can do both, or you can do one, or you can do neither.
Great answer. So I learned on a controller, digital, and then I got into vinyl because I went to Point Blank Music School, and my teacher, DJ Shorty, if you're watching, he invited me out, and he said, out on the decks, and said, now you're going to do some scratching on vinyl. And I was like, do you mean like actually scratch the vinyl? Or I didn't even know what that was, but I was thinking, surely you don't want me to destroy it. So I didn't know what that was. But then I kind of fell in love with it. I fell in love with the art of it, but I find it very expensive, okay? And my problem is buying it online from different countries. Now, when I buy it because I'm techno and hard techno, quite a lot of it comes from Amsterdam, Berlin, the postage is almost...
Post-Brexit,
It's double. So, and exactly, it's the price, so you pay double for everything. Now, there are two things that I did. One was, instead of paying for postage, I paid for a hotel and a flight. And then I went there, and I just went there and I started digging, and it was fabulous. And I'm not even joking, I calculated. It paid, so the amount of money I was going to pay, just paid for 2 nights in a hotel and, you know, like a cheap flight. So that I did that with Amsterdam. And then the second thing that happened, which, you know, this is a tip for everyone who doesn't want to pay for postage. Sorry, post office. I know they're being sold. I'm so sorry. You know, if anyone out there is working at the post office, it's not personal. So it's my greed for wanting more for my money. So what I did was actually, I got in touch with the producers and the record labels. And someone, Blumet actually, if you're watching, my friend, messaged me the other day and said, you know, I'm in London, so you can just come and meet me, and then you can listen to the records and just buy them. And that was the best message I ever got. So we have a date now in January, Blumet. I'm going to come and buy all your records. So for whoever is a vinyl enthusiast, there are ways for you to purchase it. Also, really have a look at second-hand vinyl. I think it's really important. Don't be snobby about, it has to be new and scratchless. No, go and really dig, because there's so many gems out there, and it doesn't have to be new and shiny. It just has to be good quality music.
Nice. Yeah.
We have a final question, and then so after the final question, we will move into the sets. So you can listen to those gorgeous, talented artists we have here. Final question is around production. How long does it take to learn production, and do I need to know music theory?
Out the door.
I want to know the answer to this too.
I think you're a good one to start.
Well, so
Got the
Are we talking about like composer or arranger?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, so I think to learn production, it takes time and it takes consistency. Like, it's something that you really want to do because there's so many things. Even learning just the DAW, like the choose, Logic, Ableton, just to find the things around the DAW, it takes time. Then to start arranging, start like understanding what you want to produce. I mean, yes, it's a process, and I think you really need to think about it and say, okay, I want to do it, and then start. Once you want to start, then oh my god, it's very so theory, music theory. If we have some music theory knowledge, that will help massively. But also, I know very good producer that didn't really study music, but they make really good music. Because if you think about chord progression, now you have so many plugins or so many external third party that can do that for you. But if you don't understand if the chord progression goes well with whatever you're producing, you know, that's where the knowledge will come useful for you. So I think some knowledge are really needed to start making music, like at least know the pitch and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, if I was not feeling that intimidated before, I'm panicking now.
Okay, so but
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, no, I
you
just
also
didn't
like
want to intimidate anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I just
no.
feel like it's. I mean, it's music. Like you can't really. You just need to put yourself there and say, okay, I want to learn. And it doesn't really take forever to learn everything, but if I would say 6 months to like make a start to know the basics. That's I would say is the first step. 6
and like you
months
don't
studying.
have to go to school to produce. I think
No.
there's like that, like especially now because
No.
of all of like the access to digital, like you can watch YouTube videos and learn some basic music theory. You can learn all of the different software if you want to do Ableton, or why you want to do Logic instead, or like which one caters to your sound. But I think there's this, I know with friends that DJ being like, oh, like I need to produce and I have to have my own label and blah, blah, blah. Like when I started, I was very much like, I'm not going to produce. I'm producing now, but that's because there's not a lot of women in hard groove and like there's a need. And now I'm like, okay, I want to do it. But I also come from a music background and I do know it. So it's become easier. But I do think like for producing, it is more work than maybe learning to DJ because there is so many elements, and it like DJing, like being a muscle, like you pick up things and then you get better, where like production, it's like, especially if you're a perfectionist, like you can be doing something you think is amazing and you listen in and then like someone's mastering it and it sounds awful and you're like, okay, back to square one, you know, like where DJing, I think you layer and you get better as you play and all of that. Where producing, like especially with different sounds and different genres and all of that, is just like it's a big playing field.
Yeah, I guess like you start and you will make the first tune, you probably, you know, you think like, it's not good. But if you stop, then you're not gonna progress. So it's
Interesting.
like something that you need to stick with it, and you need to do it for months. You need to feel like that's the only thing you want to do at the time, and that's it. That's the only way I think that producing will actually be good, when like you just do it all like very often.
Can I give a counterpoint to this argument?
Yeah.
So I'm not a producer, no, but I run a producer demo session.
Yes.
And I see a lot of different people come through to that. Number one, get out of your bedroom.
Yeah.
Go and find communities where you can meet and talk to other producers. Share your work where you can get creative feedback on it, because that's what's going to get you out of the weeds and get you thinking about your track perhaps differently. And there's a lot of different ways you can approach this. I've seen some really prolific producers who support what we're doing, and they talk about things like, you know, start with arrangement. Don't try to learn sound design as the first thing you do. Go get a subscription to Splice, which is like basically you can use loops, you can use all sorts of different pieces, and you can search for them. It's like the Google of music, you know, like music bits. So you can take that, put it into your DAW, arrange it, see if it sounds good. The other thing, you can start with like tracks that you like, throw them into your DAW, and then use them as reference tracks and start to think about how those songs are structured, how they're layering them. And you can get a really long way fairly quickly. But don't just, obsess over the details and making it perfect and making it sound like the track you're trying to make. Roll, call time on them and then roll those learnings into the next thing you do.
Yeah, and also there are very cool workshops around. They're free sometimes, and you can get also, also online free courses for production. So if you find any of them, just go. Even if you feel like it's like a different language, but if you go, you start knowledge about it.
That's beautifully said, both three of you. Thank you very much. I feel less intimidated now. No, it's just me.
Sorry,
I was being a drama. No.
It is intimidating.
No, you were not intimidating me. I'm just being a drama queen.
The book now.
I bought the book. I bought the book of music theory. So step 1 achieved. It shall arrive soon.
Yeah.
Step 2.
I just have it there. Yeah.
Step 2, read it.
Just putting it under your pillow and sleeping with it at night is not going to give you.
Oh
advice.
man, I was hoping the knowledge would just transfer, but anyway, I have to read it. But really good advice, and I'm so sad to bring our panel discussion to an end because it was so amazing. I mean, to be honest, we're so steaming hot that the ceiling started to drip.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And it's because
We are hot.
there's too much. It's just because we're hot. I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
We can open the door.
Outside as well, so.
Yeah, so the heat of our sexiness is on the ceiling. Moving on. So now we're going into the listening session where we're going to hear a fantastic set by Min. She's going to start us off nicely, followed by Motlar. We then have the wonderful Natalia and the fabulous Jessie Mack closing us off nicely. So I'm going to hand it over to Min to get us started.
see you move. I wanna see you dance. I wanna see you move. I wanna see you dance. I wanna see you move. I wanna see you dance. I wanna see you dance.
Holy cannoli. What?
Holy cannoli.
I just had to start this way. This was flipping epic. Thank you, Min, for a beautiful vibe. It was amazing. Everyone's clapping in the background. It was beautiful. And now we have the wonderful Modelar starting us off with some groovy techno. Give it up for Modelar.
It's gonna take me time, but eventually I'll get there.
you heard it from everyone. We are in heaven. We died, and we are in techno heaven. And techno heaven will continue.
Yes.
Because, we've landed in heaven. Might as well keep going. So we have the wonderful Natalia. Woo! She killed us. Woo! Everyone is in heaven again. So we're still in heaven, basically. Nothing changed. And next up we have Jessie Mack. And I look forward to hearing her vibes. Before Jessie starts, I have an announcement. My buddy Nelly and I, with her brand Syndicate State, are throwing a rave at the Cause. 20th of December, hard flipping techno. Expect 160 BPMs, super sexy, deep, hard techno. Even if you don't like that kind of techno, you will love it. So I'm going to share everything on my Insta. But for now, let's celebrate. Let's go.
Pull up, slide, then clap it. There's things I haven't told you. There's things I haven't told you. And if I was to tell you, and if I was to tell you, there's things I, there's things I, there's things I, and if I was to tell you, and if I was to tell you, from my hometown. Yeah, there with no cares, forget about. As you walk, I will walk to this style. You wanna flex on my hometown. Yeah, there with no cares, forget about. Big shots and they want to get back.
Get ready for the matching.
I could eat that girl for lunch. She dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. I could never get enough. I could buy her so much stuff. It's a craving, not a crush. Call me when you're there. Said I bought you something rare, and I left it under clear. So now she's coming up the stairs. So I'm pulling up the chair, and I'm putting up my hair. Baby, I think you were made for me. Somebody write down the recipe. Been trying hard not to overeat. You're so sweet. I could eat that girl for lunch. Yeah, she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. And I could never get enough. I could buy you so much stuff. It's a craving, not a crush. I wanna shower for you like you want. Clothes on the counter for you, try it on. If I'm allowed, I'll help you take 'em off. Just wanna get her off. She's taking pictures in the mirror. Oh my God, her skin's so clear. Gotta bring it over here. You need a seat, I'll volunteer. Now she's smiling ear to ear. She's the headlights on the deer. I said it all before, but I'll say it again. I'm interested in more than just being a friend. I don't wanna break it, just want it to end. Do you know how to bend? I could eat that girl for lunch. She dances on my tongue. I know it's just a hunch, but she might be the one. I could eat that girl for lunch. Yeah, she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. And I could never get enough. I could buy you so much stuff. It's a craving, not a crush.
Steaming hot in here. I'm not even joking. There's water dripping from the ceiling because it's so hot. Jessie closed this beautifully. What an epic set. We've all been shazamming in the background. Too shy to ask for the track IDs.
Talk to me later.
We'll chat later. Thank you so much, Jessie, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Modla. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you, Mean. Thank you, Lottie. Jessie, everyone. Thank you to all of the 75 people online watching us. We love you. Thank you for lasting till the end. Where you can find us. So this was our first takeover. We have another one on the 21st of December at G-Shock Radio. And every month from January as well. And then we're going to start events. So follow us on at FE_MEL_energy for all the information. And my name is Female and I'm out.